Welcome to the One Mindful Minute, your very oasis of daily well-being in the busy world. You may already know you have the power to transform your world, but have you fully tapped into it? In this podcast, I'll share how to unlock the power to enhance your life through the art of living well. With insightful interviews and guided practices, we'll uncover the secrets to inner calm and wellness. It is time to tune in and transform.
Welcome back to this episode. I am with my guest, Sith Chaisurote, and I met Sith during my meditation practice at a Buddhist temple locally in Silicon Valley here. And I had to invite him to be on this podcast just to share his experience because he had been meditating definitely at this temple longer than I have been. So welcome, Sith, to the show. And why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what role have you been playing? And I'll keep asking you some more questions as we move forward.
Sure. Well, thank you. I'm very honored to be joining you on this podcast. So currently work for a real estate company called Land and Houses. And I've been doing this for over 10 years now. And prior to that, I was a professor. I was a professor teaching at a business school at University of Oregon. And prior to that, I was doing my PhD at Stanford at the business school as well. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing professionally in the past, I'd say 15 to 20 years. And during that time period, actually even before that, I've also been meditating throughout that period. So I've been practicing meditation for, I'd say, over 20 years now.
Wow.
Yes. And I'm still currently practicing as well. And in fact, the amount of time I spend meditate every day has increased significantly. I used to do it maybe like 15, 20 minutes a day. Now I'm doing it about 2 hours a day. Yes.
2 hours is a big commitment.
Yes.
How is a person in your role? I know you've been having very busy schedule. How do you find time? How do you find 2 hours in a day to actually sit down and meditate?
So I wake up around 6 a.m. and I meditate from 6 to around 7:30. So that's about, hour and a half already. And then I spend the remaining, I find maybe 20 minutes there, 10 minutes there, just to fill up the remaining amount. So it's not too bad. So just wake up early to meditate, basically. And I find it's very helpful during the day to maybe find 15 or 20 minutes just to close your eyes and meditate and try to center yourself. It basically bring your thoughts from out here inside, center yourself inside. And once you do that, I think you gain a lot of clarity, throughout the day in your busy schedule. As a businessman, I deal with a lot of issues. Sometimes there's crisis, also issues with people, things of that nature. So there's always going to be something that keeps interrupting. And also it could create a pretty, negative feeling or, anger or sometimes just frustration or anxiety that could happen due to uncertainty, things that are beyond your control. And if you just find time to just close your eyes and bring everything back, basically just stop thinking, bring everything back to the center of the body, that helps a lot. You basically feel like a reset, right? And after the reset, then you come out after the practice and then you can deal with more issues. And in the morning when I meditate, also, it's basically a way of setting, the context of the day. How do you want to set the day to be like? And it's always good when you meditate in the morning, you feel fresh and there's not a lot of interruption, nothing, making you feel aggravated yet. So that sort of helps in terms of how we could set the day, set the mood for the day. Yeah.
You made it sound very smooth and easy. For most people to find the time to actually sit and close eyes, it's nearly possible. I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's nearly impossible. And so you mentioned 1.5 hours in the morning, and then you spread your sessions out throughout the day, sounds like. And now, one of those little sessions that you spread out, are they, or maybe one of them, in your office by any chance?
Yes, every day actually in the afternoon, just find time to meditate. And yeah, it's a good, I think we just have to come up with a habit that works for us, or a schedule that works for us. So this schedule works for me because, I have some time in the morning and in the afternoon, in the early afternoon, but people are different, right? Different schedule, different responsibilities. So, if you could find time throughout the day, maybe like 20 minutes or 30 minutes in each session, 30 minutes each, you could do, 4 times. That would work as well.
So now, a lot of people that listening to this might be curious of what type of meditation have you been practicing for the last 20 years? Has it always been the same type of meditation, or have you been exploring different types of meditation and finally just fall in love with one and then you stick to one? Or what was your experience like?
So I've been using the approach called Dhammakaya meditation in the past 20 years, and I've been just sticking with this approach. But how do I explain it? The method is the same, but you can set your conditions to meditate differently. What I mean by that is the practice is for you to bring your thoughts to a standstill and keep the focus or the attention at the center of the body, which is about 2 finger width above your navel. So that's where, I keep my mind. Basically bringing my thoughts inside, bringing my awareness inside, not my thoughts. I leave my thoughts outside and bring my awareness inside. That's what I meant. Now, in order to be able to do that, sometimes you need to get rid of all the emotions, or, if you have thoughts, or I was working on a project and I was thinking about work, you need to leave that out. And so there are different techniques you can do to basically get rid of your thoughts that you don't want, the wandering thoughts. You could do that by observing your breath until the thoughts, just get away. You could use visualization, bringing, thinking of the sun or the moon, something soft and still at the center of the body. That's also a way of getting rid of thoughts and such. So, or sometimes you just want to relax your body and getting into a comfortable position. And that would always be a good first step. Again, to set your body and your mind so that it could get to the center faster. So that's the approach that I've been using.
And that's the only method of, or the only type of meditation you have been practicing for the last 20 years. You stick to this one and
Yes.
one and done.
I'm usually like that. So something that works for me, I just stick with it. Just in life as well as in meditation. So that's just my habit and my preference. Something that works, I just stick with it.
Okay, it sounded like you know where I'm going with this, because I'm about to ask if you have tried other types of meditation after you have already been introduced to Dhammakaya meditation, and did you like, or did you have a comparison between Dhammakaya and other form of meditations? Because, a lot of Westerners or people who live in the Northern Hemisphere here, they have been exposed to, or they have been introduced to so many different types of meditation. And sometimes I feel like it can be quite confusing. And some people said, there's so many choices, and it's great for some people because they don't know how to do it, how to practice meditation just quite yet, so they can keep exploring. So I want to hear what your thoughts around this.
So I've tried other approaches as well. Vipassana meditation, as an example. I think it works too. I think in the end, it's about what works for you. again, this is different because people are different. So people have different preferences, and so they have different methods that work well for them. So what works for you, or what works for me, for example, may not be something that works for other people.
Very true.
Yeah. So it really is something that, you just have to explore and see which one works for you. And, if yes, then great. If not, then, you can try something else. I guess I'm lucky in a sense that I found something that works for me and I just stick with it.
Well, I don't know about lucky, but now that you talk about luck, I'm going to ask you, what about this Dhammakaya meditation that makes you stick to it? What works for you?
So I think it's not just about meditation. It's also about how I was introduced to it. So just take it. I'm just going to take my story back to when I was in college. So I studied in the East Coast at the University of Pennsylvania. So during my third year in college, I spent the summer actually ordained as a novice, a Buddhist novice. So basically I shaved my head and I was wearing a saffron robe for a while. And I studied, Buddhism, and also was doing a lot of meditation, this approach of Dhammakaya meditation. And I just from that study, I found like, okay, this is something that is applicable to me. And it, if I take meditation and also a lot of the Buddhist principles and apply it to my daily life, it's something that would help me. So after that period of ordination as a novice, I disrobed and became a regular layperson. And I started adopting Buddhist principle and incorporating all of that into my daily life. And just from that, so it's like combination of things, meditation, the Buddhist principles, and also the community that is supporting me during, this process of self-discovery. Yeah. So it's a good, I found it to be helpful, and I see how it improved my life. And so I also wanted to share all that with, my friends and my relatives, people that I know as well. So since then, back in college, through graduate school, through my work as a professor, and then now as a business person, I'm still, sharing this method of meditation with everybody, people that I know, people in my network. And in fact, I was able to, during my time as a business person, also able to build the meditation center. So the Dhammakaya Meditation Center was one of the projects that I did. Yeah. Again, just to share this knowledge of meditation with people.
That's so amazing and very, very deep how you actually get involved and you create ripple effects into the community, not just you feeling good and then, go on with your life. You actually want to help other people to feel good and have improvement and continue to create more ripple effect, because creating a meditation center isn't easy. It's not something that a lot of people, set their hearts out to go do it. It's a lot of challenge, right? I mean, you've done it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, I even as my job as a meditation instructor or coach, I find it already challenging just trying to help people or introduce people to meditation, and let alone you help creating a meditation center. That's even more physical and cost, I assume, highly, right?
Again, it's a team effort. So I'm not saying I did this by myself. I'm saying we have a good team, but I was able to help, create that team. And it becomes a team effort. And then as a group, we were able to do it. It's not something we, as one person can do. And because
Totally.
it needs a lot of support, because we have a center, you need supporters, you need someone to help out. So it's all volunteer basis. So yeah, it's about building a teamwork. But you also, people in building that team, we also have a similar go, and also we also meditate, right? And so we meditate, we see the benefit of it, and we want to share this with other people. And that's why we do this.
That's beautiful. Definitely, you just emphasize on community, and like-minded community can really help anything that we desire to accomplish move a little bit faster. Wouldn't you say so? It's like you said, if you try to do something on your own, it's probably gonna take a little more time than anticipated, versus having a whole team who is 100% committed to make this happen. So this is the center that is in Silicon Valley, assuming. Am I right?
Right. So I started this effort when I was a graduate student at Stanford. I started forming a meditation group initially at Stanford University, because the university supports a lot of spiritual practices, and in fact, the university even has a room where you go and you can do all sort of spiritual, religious practices that you like. And so it started from that as a small group, and now expand into, is able to get many people to join. And now we have the mass to first we rented a property in San Jose, California, I think maybe 5 years. And since then, we expand to actually a physical, Dhammakaya meditation center in Silicon Valley, in Morgan Hill. Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit more in details for anyone who would like to join in person? Because I'm sure, I want to say there's some classes going on, but I don't know the details. And I think you probably know a lot more than I do, because you go to the temple, to the meditation center more often than I do nowadays.
Yes. So now that I help build it, I also have to help maintain it. So maintaining it means me personally going there regularly. So I visit the centers twice a week. I work 5 days, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, I go help out at the center. So that's my schedule. So anyway, in terms of the schedule of the event, so we usually have classes on Tuesday evening.
In person?
Yes.
Online?
In person. I think it starts at 6 p.m. On Tuesdays. And we also have a monthly event. So that's a weekly event. Monthly event, we hold what we call full moon meditation. So this would be held every full moon. And this would be sort of a hybrid, because we actually invite teaching monk from Thailand, where this tradition of meditation comes from, to actually lead a session. So it's about, start at 6 p.m. and it's about an hour. But the teacher comes from Thailand, and then he teaches to the people in the U.S. And we have multiple centers joining. And I think together, I think we have close to about 700 people join.
Wow.
Yes. And, people everywhere from Georgia, from Atlanta, Georgia, to New York, to in fact, in New York City, Boston, Chicago, here in Silicon Valley. And Southern California, and many places. So it's also you feel good when you meditate as a group. And again, this is both online and also in person. So you could come to the centers, or you could just attend via Zoom. And when you're meditating with 700 people, it's first you feel like you're part of the community. But when you see them meditate, you also feel like it seems like you're helping each other. We're helping each other when we're meditating, and it just makes our meditation go deeper. And the teacher was teaching it, he's also participating all this, meditating himself and giving us guidance, basically giving guidance throughout the whole world. So it's quite powerful. And what we want to do is, so this is my new project, is to just making it more so that more people could join. Imagine 1,000 people meditating together, or 10,000 people meditating together,
or millions,
or 1 million people meditating together. So, as a practitioner, I'm sure you realize the benefit, your personal benefit, right? What it does to you, your mental state. You have a sense of optimism. And by doing this together, I think it could create real change, because changes start from you, right? And if you have 1 million people creating positive change, that's big impact. That's a change to the society.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to add that the full moon meditation have been one of my favorite online meditation to attend. And I want to add, is free to anyone to attend. So I will have the link for more information attached to this as well. So if you are interested in joining the full moon meditation, which is once a month, right? I think.
Yes, once a month.
Full moon's only once a month, I think.
Yeah.
I got to get my moon phrase correctly here.
So I think we're June now, right? In June now. I think the next one is June 21st.
June 21st.
2024. Yeah.
And the time is 6 Pacific time, right?
Yep,
6 p.m. Pacific time. And if you are interested in joining in person in Silicon Valley, if you are in Silicon Valley, San Francisco area, please come to join us in person every Tuesday at 6 p.m. as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In Morgan Hill, I know we have plenty of space, and summer is here. So we have plenty of light, so you don't have to worry about driving in the dark right now. So please come and explore. And if you can't make 6 p.m. on Tuesday, maybe Sunday, is there activity going on Sunday by any chance?
Yes, there would be. So meditation, and also this is more of a religious function that happen on Sunday. But if you just want to, again, meditation is universal. It's not religious, but the center itself also has religious function as a Buddhist temple. So on Sundays is usually where the Buddhist practitioners come and they meditate, but they also do chanting and such, as part of the religious ceremonies as well.
And if you come around lunchtime, there's delicious Thai food offer.
Yep.
For free. So
that's right.
Yes. So I want to invite you, if you're in the area, either Sunday or Tuesday, whatever the day that you're available, please come and experience this in person if you can. And if you want to join us online for the full moon meditation, I'll have a link ready for you to find out some more, so you can be a part of this like-minded community. Meditators gather together online, and our energy intertwine together and create a lot more powerful session. So noticing Sid has talked about meditating in a group setting. It seems to enhance the session. Your personal session can feel a lot more powerful when you actually meditate with other people who have the same goal. They all come here to have better session, to be better practitioner at meditating, right? So come try it. Maybe online first if you feel, a little hesitating. And if you come in person or online, and if you have questions, the teaching monks are always available to answer your questions that you may have related to meditations, or some people do ask personal questions, right? Of like how to handle negative thoughts, or this is just an example. Like this is just something that I can remember from being in one of those sessions. Mm-hmm. And is there anything else you would like to add before I let you go? Because I know you have another meeting you got to go to.
So during these sessions, the full moon meditation, in the end, we also do spreading of loving kindness, which is a practice that I find very helpful. Basically you spread your feeling of compassion and kindness and sense of goodwill to everybody, starting from yourself to your family, your friends, your neighbors, and to the world. Basically, it's a way of generating this compassion for yourself and also for everybody. And I think it's a practice that we as a society, as a whole is missing. right now. And so I really encourage for you to try it. Yeah.
I agree. We as a community, as the whole world, I think loving kindness is in need now more than ever with all the adversities that we have going on in our society, even just in the US, right? Not to even step out of the country.
Yeah.
So it's very good. Very good. I love this one very much. Thank you. And thank you for your time. And I know this has been a busy season for you, and you actually dedicated to this podcast. It's been a while now that we're trying to get you on this podcast. So I really appreciate you making the time for today. And if anyone have any question for you, are you open for any questions? Maybe in the comments. I know this will come later on after we launch this episode.
Sure. Willing to help any way I can.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we will see you again in the next episode. Ciao for now.
Thank you.
Hope you've enjoyed this episode and inspired to take the next step in your wellness journey to building more resilient and effective days at home and at work. I want to invite you to get in touch with me to learn more about the customized wellness programs that could benefit your team, your organization, whether it be retreats, workshops, 21-day meditation challenge, you name it. Let us collaborate to supercharge your well-being today.